Hello and welcome to Mind Garden Psychology. My name is Adrian Cuerva and I'm a psychologist from Sydney, Australia. Today we're going to be diving into the world of dialectical behaviour therapy, or DBT for short. If you've ever wondered what DBT is or how it might help you, you've come to the right place. So let's get started. So DBT is a type of psychological therapy that helps people be more mindful, regulate their emotions, be more effective in their relationships, and develop healthier coping strategies. DBT was originally developed for people with personality issues, but it's also been beneficial for people with various mental health concerns. As the name implies, DBT brings together two important concepts, dialectics and behaviour. The word dialectics refers to the presence of two opposing or contradictory forces, and DBT teaches us that these opposing forces can be harmonized to help a person's mental health. DBT also tells us that we don't have to just pick one side, but that opposites can come together to help us overcome our mental health issues. For example, some dialectics you may already be familiar with is the idea of vulnerability leading to strength, or that you can be content with who you are yet still want to improve, or that you can help others while also helping yourself. The list goes on and on. Like other therapies such as ACT, the dialectic that is really at the heart of DBT is the idea that acceptance, being open and allowing of difficult experiences, and change, overcoming and healing from difficult experiences, are two things that can coexist in harmony. The word behaviour is present in the name DBT, since it is through the use and development of DBT skills that this dialectical process can occur. And this requires us to change and experiment with our behaviours. DBT focuses on building skills in four main areas: mindfulness, emotion regulation, interpersonal effectiveness, and distress tolerance. DBT recognizes that it can be hard or difficult to be present, that our emotions can overwhelm us, that relationships can be challenging, and that our coping mechanisms can sometimes be self-defeating or even self-destructive. So DBT aims to do the following. Regarding mindfulness, DBT encourages us to be fully present and in the moment during difficult experiences, paying attention to thoughts, feelings, emotions, sensations without judgment. DBT helps people to become aware of their difficult internal experiences so that they can respond effectively. Regarding emotion regulation, DBT teaches us to both understand and manage our emotions effectively. It teaches us how to ride the wave of emotions so that we don't get too overwhelmed. DBT helps us to develop skills to process and find balance as we surf the waves of difficult emotions. Regarding interpersonal skills, DBT recognizes that relationships play a vital role in our lives, and it helps develop healthier ways of connecting and interacting with others. In DBT, we learn skills to improve communication, to set boundaries, and navigate conflicts effectively. And DBT emphasizes building strong and meaningful relationships while maintaining our own self-respect and values. Lastly, we have distress tolerance. And DBT teaches us how to cope during moments of extreme distress so that we don't lose control over our actions and risk making the situation worse. It's about learning healthier and less risky coping strategies. Distress tolerance is about staying safe and engaging behaviors that won't make the situation worse. Let's have a look at a quick and simple example to see what DBT might look like in practice. Imagine a person is in a stressful relationship full of fights and arguments. And after these fights, the person often ends up punching a wall and hurting their hand. Now, a DBT therapist may help this person be more present and mindful so that they become more aware and better able to identify and respond to these intense emotions. They may also learn skills to regulate these emotions. And this creates a great foundation to learn, practice, and use interpersonal skills, where they may learn how to communicate in the most effective way possible, and this leads to improving the relationship over time. Lastly, they also may learn how to tolerate intense distress, so that if things don't go as planned, instead of punching a hole in the wall, they can engage in a skill that helps them ride out this intense wave of emotion without making the situation worse. The example I just gave is a very quick and simple example and might sound obvious to some of you, but without the time really spent understanding and practicing the concept of dialectics, it's likely that a person will struggle to be triggered and at the same time be mindfully regulating their emotions, communicating effectively, and coping with distress in a safe and healthy way. It's one thing to know what to do when you're feeling fine, but it's much harder to learn how to do it, especially during difficult experiences. Therefore, to get the most out of DBT, a therapist will most likely place an emphasis on the learning of skills. Now, there are many different skills that a DBT therapist has to offer, and therapy is sometimes an experiment in finding which skills work the best for you. DBT is all about developing a personal toolbox of skills that help us navigate life's hurdles. For that reason, DBT is an active therapy where we work with a trained therapist who guides and supports us throughout this process. They help us learn and practice these skills, tailoring the therapy to our specific needs. Remember, DBT tells us that two things that seem like opposites can be brought together to help an individual. Namely, that a person can grow, heal, and change even in the presence of difficult experiences. DBT tells us that life is not black and white. It's not that you were unhealthy back then and now you're fine with no problems anymore, but that life is a journey of ongoing growth and development, and that taking the time to learn some skills along the way can be of immense benefit in various aspects of our lives. So that's it for today's video. I hope you found this introduction to DBT helpful or insightful, and please keep an eye out for future videos where I plan to dive into DBT skills more specifically. And the best way to do that is to like this video, share this video, comment on this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification button, and join the Mind Garden community. As always, if you're struggling with mental health issues of your own though, please seek the support of a qualified mental health worker. Take care, and until next time, let's continue to grow together.